We're going to now take a look at a second example of adding and subtracting rational expressions. And in this example, we're going to have a little more simplifying we're going to have to do towards the end of the problem. Most of the steps are still going to be the same, but we're going to have to simplify things a little bit further than we did in the previous problem. Alright, just like before, we are looking to see what we're missing from each of our two expressions. So in this first expression, I've got x plus 4, but I'm missing the x plus 2. So I need to multiply the whole first expression by x plus 2 in both the top and the bottom. So the denominator, I'm just going to put these two together. I'm going to have x plus 4 and x plus 2 in parentheses right next to each other. And then in the numerator, I'm actually going to multiply my 3. That looks kind of like a 5, but it's supposed to be a 3. There we go, that's better. The 3 times both of the things in the second parentheses. So 3 times x and 3 times 2, which will give me 3x plus 6. The second expression over here, I have the x plus 2 in the denominator, but I'm missing the x plus 4. So I'm going to multiply both the top and the bottom times x plus 4. Once again, I just put my denominator, my parts of my denominator together. I'm not multiplying them. So I have x plus 2, x plus 4. And then in the top, I'm actually going to multiply this out. So x times x is x squared, and x times 4 is 4x. So now, I want to combine my like terms in the numerator. I see I've got an x squared here. We know that comes first, but there are no other x squared. So there's nothing else to combine it to, which means it just stays x squared. I've got a 3x over here, but I also have a 4x over here. When I add them together, I get 7x. And then lastly, we see we've got this 6 here, and there are no other numbers, so it just stays plus 6. In the denominator, we still keep our x plus 4 and our x plus 2. Now, I want to see if I can factor this numerator. As we saw in the last example, we won't always be able to factor, but we always need to check, because in this case we can factor it. If we're looking for two numbers that multiply to 6 and add to 7, those numbers would be 6 and 1. So when I factor the numerator, I'm going to get x plus 6, x plus 1. The denominator doesn't change, it stays the same. And since there's nothing I can cancel out, this right here is my final answer.